Hey, wrestling fans. My name is Brian Crazy, and you are watching the F brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. Thanks for tuning in once again. I am back with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for June 21st, 2012. It was a pretty good night on Impact. Let's jump right into it. We start off the show with the general manager of Impact Wrestling, Hulk Hogan. He comes down to the ring and asks Austin Aries to come down as well. Austin Aries has a very important decision to make. Will he relinquish the X Division title to get the title shot at Robert Roode at the upcoming Destination X pay-per-view? Hulk Hogan doesn't want one man with all the championships. He wants plenty of opportunities to be open in Impact Wrestling, and I understand that. We see Austin Aries agree to relinquish the title on one condition. At future Destination X pay-per-view events, the current X Division champion will have the option to cash in his title and go against the current TNA World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that may be at the time. Hulk Hogan agrees, and we see Robert Roode come out. Robert Roode takes exception to all of this, and Robert Roode and Austin Aries end up fighting, and this brings out Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson doesn't get involved in the brawl, but he puts both these men on notice, regardless of who wins the TNA World Heavyweight title shot at Destination X. Title match at Destination X, excuse me. Then Mr. Anderson calls out Daniels. He takes exception to what Daniels has been saying about AJ Styles and the strings he's been pulling in the last few weeks. Anderson picks up a quick and decisive win over Daniels, puts himself on the Bound for Glory leaderboard with 7 points. Then we see a segment backstage with the knockouts. Throughout the night, we'll see several segments where Brooke Hogan will eliminate several knockouts and choose who will be the #1 contender for Miss Tessmacher's title later in the night. Then we go into Robbie E. issuing an open challenge. This is another Bound for Glory series match, and Kurt Angle answers. Kurt Angle picks up a quick win over Robbie E. via submission and gains 10 points, putting him on the leaderboard. Then we see Magnus come out. He calls out AJ Styles, and this is role reversal from earlier in the night when we saw Anderson call out Daniels. Magnus is calling out Styles. He takes exception to what Styles has been doing behind everybody's back with Dixie Carter, TNA president. Magnus picks up the win over AJ Styles, gaining 7 points after Kazarian and Daniels come down to the ringside area and provide the distraction. Then we go into a gut check match. We see Taeler Hendrix, incredible, talented young athlete. She's overcame cancer at 21 years of age, and actually once they first mentioned her name, I went online, found some footage. She's incredibly talented. She had a great showing tonight. Tara was very, very, very vicious during this match, but she showed her a lot of respect afterwards. Tara did pick up the win over Taeler Hendrix via the Widow's Peak. This was a good match, though. This was one of the best matches of the night, to be honest. I love knockouts action in TNA. The knockouts in TNA just bring so much to the table, and I hope that they continue to be featured prominently on every card that, has opportunity and has time to be able to feature them. And time should be made to feature them, Then we see James Storm come out. He ends up facing Samoa Joe. He ends up picking up the win over Samoa Joe, bringing him up to 27 points in the Bound for Glory series. Then we see Bully Ray come out. He tries to make fun of the Pope. He calls him out, and Pope ends up picking up the win over Bully Ray. 7 points to the man that says no patience, daddy, at live events. Then we see the Knockouts title on the line. Miss Tessmacher versus Mickie James. Mickie James is very hungry during this match, but Miss Tessmacher has come such a long way in Impact Wrestling, and such a long way since she made her WWE debut so many years ago. It's like watching a flower grow. It's like watching a tree grow, and every day she just gets a little bit better. Tessmacher ended up picking up the win over James. And in the final match of the night, we saw Jeff Hardy pick up the win over RVD with a twist of fate. Very vicious Jeff Hardy throughout this match, and very vicious twist of fate. And the final segment of the night, AJ Styles and Dixie Carter come out. They promise to come clean, but then we see this drug-addicted girl come out. She comes out and says that AJ and Dixie have actually been helping her, and they haven't been messing around. They've actually been helping her, and that's what all the secrecy has been about. Could this girl somehow be connected to Kazarian? Could she be connected to Christopher Daniels? Could she be some sort of ploy that AJ and Dixie have brought in? Could this actually be the truth within the storyline? This is very interesting. I can't wait to see how it plays out. We were on a straight road, and TNA just threw us a complete curveball. I can't wait to hear your feedback. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Drop them below for the effing brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. My name is Brian Crazy. Thanks for kicking it with me, and I'll catch you later.